since DELETE WCPW hit Nottingham, and the shockwaves are still being felt. For one thing, we have new tag team champions, Johnny Moss and Liam Slater, make their first title defense tonight on Loaded.
And if you thought he wasn't already the most irritating man in the world, WCPW GM Adam Pacheco will be here to address the crowd after his clean sweep of victories at DELETE WCPW.
And perhaps the biggest news of all, we have a new champion of the world. We're going to hear from him to kick off the show. Let's go to our ring announcer, Sweet Stevie Aaron.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce you to the brand new What Culture Pro Wrestling Champion, Drew Galloway!
Drew Galloway at DELETE WCPW got his revenge on Joseph Connors by winning the Championship of the World, but not only that, he beat Hendry too. Hendry thinks that he was robbed of the title because he had it won, but came back in to help Galloway.
Say Bradshaw, when this man left the WWE, he made it his destiny, his single-headed mission to transform the perception of him on the international global wrestling scene. And he has done that in companies like TNA. And now in WCPW, Dave, he's at the top of the mountain. But what effect will that have on the former champion, Joseph Connors? Because if Connors was a sociopath before, that loss to the hand at the hands of Drew Galloway may just have made him a psychopath.
Galloway having a title victory party here in Newcastle. And look at the smile on Drew's face. Not only did he get revenge, but he left with the richest prize in WCPW.
And what a match day. The first ever steel cage match in WCPW history. Talk about living up to expectations. What an epic encounter that turned out to be.
We're going to hear from the new champion right now.
It's not easy being back in this ring. This ring in Newcastle, I don't know if you remember the last time I was here. The last time I was here, I fought Joseph Connors. It was a hell of a match, I gotta give him credit, but at the very end of that match, he gave me his finishing move. I landed in the back of my neck. I kissed my chest, my ear was pressed against my chest, and I heard my own back break. If you remember, it was this exact spot. I was twitching my fingers around. I was just making sure I hadn't lost feeling in my fingers and toes. And everything went through my head, my career, my life, it was all over. I literally just heard my own back break. I didn't want to be that guy that laid there in the ring and was stretchered out. I didn't want to be that guy that everybody photographs that's all over the internet, and that's the end of Drew Galloway. I said, screw that. I'm a bloody man. I held my neck in place.
Indeed he did, Dave.
I held my neck in place and I stood up. And I walked to the back and I waited patiently for the ambulance. It took about 2 hours. We need some new bloody paramedics in Newcastle.
That's the NHS for you.
But after 2 hours, the paramedics got here. They took me out the back door. They wanted to stretcher me out of this building. I told them to go screw themselves. For the guys that were out the back, I said a little hello. I casually walked past the ambulance and I got excited because I didn't want anyone to see me. And I spent 5 hours in the hospital. And after that, I spent 2.5 months in a neck brace from year to year. And all I could think about was Joseph Connors. All I could think about was my comeback to What Culture. And after 2.5 months, the second I was cleared, I showed up. I knocked him in his arse and I spoke my mind. And the world responded. That was no promo, that was my life story. And I wanted to say to all of you and everybody at home that reached out to Drew Galloway, thank you very much.
It's a massive outpouring.
I promised I would break my knuckles on Joseph Connors. I promised I would end that man, but I realised in the match the best way to hurt Joseph Connors is to take what he loves, and I stand before you now, the World Culture Heavyweight Bloody Champion.
He absolutely did it. He took the thing most precious to Connors in the world.
Trust me, I don't take being champion lightly. If I'm your champion, I'm your bloody champion. When I won the Evolve title, I worked my ass off. When I was champion, WWE made a deal with them. Now their guys are on New Japan, they're on Raw, and find a little part to do with that. That makes me happy. With ICW, I won the title. They had 1,500 people at the show. My first big show, 2,000. Last year, 4,000. The big show there, 6,200. If I helped just a little bit, I did my part as champion. And now, as the World Culture Champion, this place is already on fire. You fans are great up and down the country. It's got the online buzz, it's got the world talking. So it's up to me to figure out how I'm going to help you as champion. Because like I always say, don't ask what you can do for the title, or what the title can do for you. Ask what you can do for the title, and I promise you, I will take us to the next bloody level. And I want to say thank you very much.
If anyone can do it, Dave, it's Mac.
Well, hang on a second. Joe Hendry. That's Joe Hendry's music. Hendry is on his... We're going to see the defeated local hero who was frustrated again in his attempts to win the World Championship at DELETE WCPW. Yeah, here he is, Joe Hendry. Unloaded. And Hendry, as I mentioned earlier, at one point in that cage match, was atop the cage. All he had to do was drop down and he would have been the champion, but Connors was threatening to break Galloway's neck. And Hendry, because of his friendship for Drew, came back in. In the end, though, that's what cost him the title.
And I'll tell you what, at DELETE WCPW, I saw a side of Hendry, an anger in Hendry that I'd only ever seen when he was turned on by Joseph Connors. This is going to be very, very interesting indeed.
Hendry demanding the microphone. This, as you say, will be intriguing.
When I first got into this business, I had crazy aspirations. Crazy aspirations. And everyone laughed at what I said I wanted to achieve. And one of the things that I wanted to achieve at the time, it hadn't been done. I wanted to be the first Scottish-born world heavyweight champion. Guess what, Drew? You did that. You achieved that. And I respect you for that. Make no mistake about it. But what I also thought is while you're conquering the world, I also thought that I was going to be the first Scottish-born WCPW champion. And you've done that. Now, Drew, you are, in my opinion, in this ring, you're the best in the world. But that being said, there are two alternative timelines. There are two timelines that are going on right now because in a parallel universe, Drew Galloway has his neck broken and Joe Hendry is the WCPW champion. Because for anyone that missed it in that cage match, you know it in your heart, I would have made it to that floor until Joseph Connors screamed at me and threatened to kill you in the middle of that ring. And my respect that I had for you cost me this. Because as much as I want this, as much as I want to have what you have, my respect for you caused me to go back, stop him from killing me.
That's exactly what happened.
Is Hendry going to hold a grudge, or can he forgive and forget? Can the friendship of Hendry and Galloway survive what happened in that steel cage match?
Last night was devastation for me, but I can't say I regret, Drew, because I couldn't watch you die in the middle of that ring. But those two paths, those two alternative timelines can come together and we can make this right. Because you know it, and I know it, let's just forget what happened and admit that the number one contender is Joe Hendry. And I need a shot at the championship, one-on-one, no interference, me and you, to find out who the man really is.
Galloway is nodding. Galloway, I think,
I want to
happy.
see it.
Yeah, he's happy to say yes to that. And listen to these fans.
Everyone wants it. I want it, Dave.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what world champion needs. Fire, passion. Joe Hendry, I'm fucking proud of you.
Before I say one more word and answer that question, I want to let everyone know one thing back up. I know everybody's thinking, Drew's all over the world, like you said, Drew's all over the place, he's only here every so often, and now I'm champion, I said I'm taking it seriously. I've spoken to management, I've cleared my calendar. As far as I'm concerned, Drew Galloway is full-time with WCPW now.
Hell yeah.
A fighting champion is what Galloway plans to be, and it looks like his first defense might be against Hendry.
Like I said, Joe, last night, in the ring where it counts, that's where you also proved it to me. I know I'm violent and I'm aggressive. You went from the video guy that was entertaining to the guy that was going toe-to-toe with me. The fire you just showed me there, the work you put in here, you're damn right you're the number one contender. And I would be fine to have the match right now, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm fine with everybody, yes.
Oh my God, we might see it now.
Is that going to be sanctioned? Hendry and Galloway are getting ready to mix it up, and it sounds like we're going to have an impromptu world title match.
They're calling out a ref.
Oh, no. Well, we know what this means. That is the video and the music of the former world champion. And as you said, Alex, what will it have done to the fragile psyche of Joseph Connors to have lost the thing that was most important to him in the whole world?
If Connors was dangerous before, Dave, a man that revelled in almost breaking Drew Galloway's neck, can you imagine what his mind is going to be like right now? It's terrifying.
Look at the look on Connors' face. A man on the brink. Yeah, I think that title was the only thing holding him back from completely losing the plot. And without that, Connors is every bit, if not more, dangerous than he has ever been. This is tense. Really, really tense between these three stars who put on a phenomenal main event inside the steel cage at DELETE WCPW.
If Connors was on the brink before, Dave, WCPW almost being deleted was almost the night where Joe Connors went over the edge.
Well, Connors has a microphone as well. And before this, what looked like was going to be an impromptu world title match between Galloway and Hendry to get underway, Connors has joined the party here, and I'm not sure he's a welcome party guest.
Stop right there.
want to be careful. Connors is not going to take well on this night of all nights to the abuse he's getting from these fans in Newcastle.
Talk quick, because I'm going to knock you on your ass.
What I've got to say, you can cry, you can piss, you can bitch, you can moan about having a shot at the WCPW Championship all you want, local hero. But my words are for you. You stood in this very ring in London and you told your life story to the world, and the world did reach out to you. All these fans, all these people, all the Joe Hendrys, all the boys in the back, everybody reached out to you and your pathetic life story.
Nothing pathetic about Galloway's life story.
You know what? You had every right to say what you had to say, but you know what? You had no right, no right to stand here and say anything about me and what I am, what I've done, who I am, where I've been, what I've done. You have no right, Drew Galloway.
Wow.
Good God.
He snaps.
He's hyperventilating.
You claim this is your life. You say this isn't my life. Then I go home to another job and I've got everything else better to do than this profession. What the f*** do you know about me?
Oh. Wow. My gosh, have you ever seen Connors this intense?
The hairs on my arms are standing.
This may be your life, but this is my world, and you two and everybody else are just visitors.
There are no words for this, Dave. How'd you commentate on that? I mean, my gosh.
All right, Joseph. All right, mate. I see I've got under your skin. As I taken your title, I've pissed you off from what I said. And I'm glad it annoyed you. I'm glad it drove you crazy. Because, mate, the truth f***ing hurts. You're up for it. He's up for it. I'm going to start as a means to go on. Those three of us, conveniently, were in our wrestling gear. Bring us a referee because we're in a triple threat match for the title right